Welcome to this tutorial for the Apex Racing Academy Setup Sync app. This app is available for all bronze, silver and gold members of the Apex Racing Academy. And with this app, you're able to automatically download all our setups from the Academy, as well as BLAP files, OLAP files, replay files, and also you're able to do different comparisons of data, gather more information. We're going to look at all that in a little bit of detail. So to download the app, you either want to head to the My Account section of Apex Racing Academy website. So you access that just from the burger menu at the top here, My Account, and then down in the download section here. Or you can get the same screen from your confirmation email from when you placed your order. So first off then, let's just download the app. And we can see straight away the little installer has been downloaded. So we'll open that up. And we're just presented then with a simple option of whether we want to add a shortcut to the desktop or not. So we'll keep that selected on ours and then just click proceed. It'll just download and then complete the installation of the app. And we're presented then with our main screen. Just with any app, you can resize it how you want, maximize it. Let's leave it somewhere around here for now. So this first screen of the app is our log screen. It's composed of two main areas. You've got the log screen itself, which is going to show us the status of everything that's happening with the app. And then we have a little status bar at the bottom as well. So first off, we'll look at the log screen itself. We can see that the only thing recorded so far is that the app has started. And that's because this app is going to work with your iRacing client, and it's only going to download files and setups when you're in iRacing and when you're sat in the car. So if we load into iRacing, I'm going to join a VRS GT session in this particular one. You can join any session that you want and the app will be able to sync successfully. So once iRacing finished loading into the session, we can see where we've got a few more items in our log. The fact that a connection to iRacing was found and opened, and that we successfully connected and just waiting then for me to sit in the car. So all our setups and files will only actually load once you're sat in the car. That's how we can detect exactly who you are so we know that you're allowed to have access. We can see that the last blue line here is showing us that the baseline file has been loaded in iRacing, so that will display the loaded setup at any one time. As you can see, all the logs are color coded. So orange and red is the app starting and exiting. Orange is the connection status to your iRacing. Blue are setups that are loaded, and in a moment we'll see light green to show what details that we have for files that are available to download, and dark green will be when files are downloaded. If we have a quick look at the status bar just at the bottom here, we can see that we've got a green light for the iRacing connection, so the app knows that iRacing is connected. We've got a green light for the connection to our central server. As I said, the one item that is missing, the red light, is the fact that we're not yet sat in the car. So as soon as I go to sit in the car, I bring the app back to the front again, we can see that very quickly all these setup files from the current season are beginning to load. So if you're a silver member, which is the access that we're seeing here, then of course you've got access to all the data packs that we provide for the current iRacing season. If you were a member in previous seasons, you'll still have those setups. We won't remove those from your PC, of course, but new members will only have access to the current season. So in a moment, these 200 odd setup files will finish downloading, and then we'll have a quick look back to the top again just to look at a couple of items. There we go, 224 lines is where we got to. If I head back to the top for a sec, we can see that actually there are 600 almost files in total available for download. So that's our BLAP and OLAP and replay files as well. And the fact that it started to download those 224 files. If I look back in iRacing for a sec and just exit out of here and go into our garage, go to My Setups, we'll see that we've got a new folder now for the current iRacing season. So we're currently in season 3 of 2021. You click into your folder, we're at Brands Hatch Grand Prix, so let's head into there. And then we can see that we've got a choice then of our qualifying set from Kevin Ellis Jr. or our race set. So if I double click on the race set, that will load that in straight away, and we are off and running. The setups are there instantly. And if that's all that you want to be using this app for, just to sheerly pull our setups down and have very quick access to them, then you're done for the tutorial. That's all you need to do. The app needs to be running every time it's going to be able to download a session. You need to be sat in the car, as I showed you, to get the the all green light status at the bottom, and you're off and away. But there's a few other bits that the app can do. So first off, we've got our little menu here on the left. We can see that currently, say we're in our event log screen. I can drop down to the next one, which is files by car. And if I click on one of the cars, it will show us the data packs, the setup files that we've got available for each car. So if we maximize this, we can see that we've got our list of cars running all the way down. And I've got then, for instance, for the Audi R8 LMS car, we've got our qualifying and race setups for the 3 different tracks that we've been at so far this season. Again, we're at Brands Hatch, so if I click on the race option there, then I get a little bit more information about when the data pack was recorded. So we've got the best lap time from the data pack, what the track temperature was, the air temperature, other details about the session. We've got a direct link then to the hot lap video. So if I click on that, of course, opening my other screen, it takes you straight to our little hot lap tutorial for this circuit with this data pack. We've also got a link then to the data pack on VRS. So if you have a dedicated or competitive subscription on VRS, or in fact, if you have a VRS add-on pack, which if you have a silver or bronze membership with us, I wouldn't recommend getting the VRS add-on pack, just for the dedicated or competitive would be fine. But that will give you access then to the data pack within the VRS as well. So if you wanted, you could pull the B-laps, no-laps and replay files from here. But of course, again, if you use our app, it's automatically downloaded. You'll have in-depth access to the advanced tutorial and many more information about the stints that were completed within that data pack. Back to the app again. If I scroll down, I've got details about every setting within the actual setup as well. Now, what we can do is we can quickly see differences between setups. So if I control and left click on the qualifying setup, for instance, we can now see everything that's different between the race setup that we have on the left. You can see that's R1, and the qualifying setup Q1 that we have on the right. So yeah, everything in red is a difference. So for instance, we can see the difference in the pressures and in the tread. If that's what I'm actually trying to do here and just look for differences, you can toggle this little option at the bottom here, and that will now only show us items that are different between the two sets. So yeah, so I can make this comparison for any setups that I want for any of the cars. Again, if I jump to the Ferrari, exactly the same thing. We can see all the details that we want available. So that's our files by car tab. Everything is ordered by car that we have available. And again, if there's past seasons, so if you're in a future season, then you'll see a list of previous seasons here as well, so you can go back as far as you have access to. Our next item on the left here is files by series. So these ones are showing you the different series that we have data packs for that we support. So for instance, if we look at the VRS GT, I can look at each car that we have packs for within that series, and again, each qualifying and race option. So just move this across a little bit. We can see that we've also got the lap times here. This could be a nice, easy way for you to see the differences between the different cars at the different tracks. So again, I can see the Audi R8 here in race was a 21.5. The BMW in race was a 21.4. So maybe you decide to have a look at the BMW first. You can make all these comparisons nice and easy. Again, if I make a selection, I can see a little bit more detail about the session itself. And again, I can control and click to look at a comparison. If you want all that extra setup data to compare, then you need to be in the files by car tab. So that's how you use the comparison tool, and how you can use a little bit more of the information that we have available within the data packs to help you figure out how you want to start off your week, which car do you want to pick. The last item I want to quickly show you is our little settings icon just in the bottom left corner here. So if we head into there, we can see that our main screen we're presented with is our download rules. And at the minute, the only item that is ticked all the way down for every single car is setup. So that's our setup files. So if you're a silver member, but there's only a couple of cars that you're really interested in, you could deselect anything that you want simply by clicking on a checkbox, of course, and it won't in the future download setups for those cars. It will only download setups for the cars you've selected. Down on the bottom, you could also do toggle to deselect or select every car within that column. I can also, as I mentioned earlier, download or sync rather our B-lap and O-lap files as well as our replay ones. So perhaps I want setups for everything, but a couple of cars that I really kind of concentrate on, I really want to work on. Perhaps let's get the BLAP, OLAP and replay file for those as well. If I head back to the log screen, you can see now that it's detected that we've got 6 more files available based on those download rules that we've just selected, and the replay files are downloading, and in a moment, and in fact, sorry, it already picked up on the BLAP and OLAP files. It was too quick for me. So yeah, there was 10 files initially for the BLAP and the OLAP, and then 6 more files for the replay files. So again, by the time I've kind of looked at this screen and seen what's going on, those files are already available for you to use within iRacing. If I head back to the settings screen again for a moment, just a couple of last options. We've got display mode on the right. You can have it set on auto as the default, so that'll be based on your light display mode in Windows, or I can force it to dark or force it to light. And you can also choose whether you want the app to auto start on Windows Startup as well. So again, just a simple toggle there. And then we covered the buttons at the bottom. Like we said, that's a column on and off row for BLAP, OLAP, and the replay files exactly as you want. So with this brand new app, we hope that existing members find it much quicker to use for just sheerly accessing the files, and hopefully it's much more obvious to you exactly what's going on at any one time. And for new members, we hope you find this really useful as well. As I scroll down on the right there, I do just want to finish with the last 2 buttons that I missed at the end there. We got a clear log button. So this screen will hold a maximum of 2,000 rows. If for some reason I want to clear all that down, then I can just hit that and it will remove everything. And then I have a trigger downloads button. So if for some reason you don't think that the download rules you have in your settings have applied correctly, then you can try and force a download with the trigger downloads. Currently grayed out because of course we're not sat in the car. But let's just show you that it will come up, and now it's selectable. And if I go trigger downloads, nothing's changed because it's happy that everything is already downloaded, 284 files. But that could be an option if you feel like you needed it. Okay, so that's our brand new Apex Racing Academy Setup Sync app. Enjoy it. Make sure you jump into Discord if you have any questions or issues. You definitely want to be in there in general anyway, because it's a huge resource with the community that we have in there. And any feedback or questions of the app itself, you were best to post in the tech support channel within Discord that's available to members. And make sure you set your name in Discord to your iRacing name to gain access. That'll be all. Thanks very much for listening, and have some good racing out there.